All right, it looks like we're so. I'm going to walk you through setting up a website, going through every piece of it, and we're gonna go. We're already registered the domain, and it's Google Cloud. I'm not gonna I'm gonna make it as simple as I can. I don't want anybody to be intimidated by anything. So if you can just you can see how I get a lot of websites, but go to domains.google.com if you don't already have a website, and there you can register a domain name for $12. That's all that cost. I'm gonna give a few more minutes for some more people to join in and see if I can. So let's see how many people are on here. I don't want to jump in too fast. It's my first live to do it, so we'll give it a few more minutes. So what I'll be doing is I pick up domains every so often. I'll go get a website that somebody let go of. They just let it die for whatever reason. Typically, I think they just didn't feel it anymore. They didn't want to do it anymore, and possibly they gave up too soon. And that's kind of what I gamble on. I gamble on they did a little work on it and they gave up too soon on it. And well, it already got a little bit of listing by Google. But really, I've done this with brand new websites, and I guess it doesn't help a tremendous amount. It may save, a couple weeks on getting listed on Google, but really in the grand scheme, when you're going to get serious with the work, what's that little bit of time? It just gives you more time to get more content up there and do more. I don't do, just straight raw writing, like you would do like 2 years ago. There was a time even before, Grammarly or Microsoft Word, even with all the spell check and everything else. Well, things got more advanced, and now the stuff will write for you. So I use a lot of those tools. I use a lot of the tools that they go analyze all the websites, all the best results of websites for certain content you're writing about, and it finds out what are the common keywords and how many times is it on there, so you're not keyword stuffing, getting caught by Google and getting in trouble, because that can hurt real quick. And another way people used to do SEO is they would just go and they would pay sites to link to them. A lot of these link sites, they ended up crashing down. Google has algorithm updates. Google catches onto this, and work wasn't involved. It was just paid out some money to people and linked to them, and all of a sudden their website goes down on traffic. They don't get anything. So the best thing is content, the content that's going to bring them in. Then you have to go add the human part to the content. And so you can write just some stuff with AI and let AI just write all of it, and then just kind of use that for testing the waters with Google. And what that does is it gives enough that the Google can't really tell yet about the human readability of it, but they can tell that it's legible enough. You can fix it in Grammarly enough to where they'll let it fly. And if the keywords are right, then they're gonna bring people in. But the people are going to be your testers that beyond Google. Once people start coming in, if they don't stay there, they're not coming back, and they're going to go to another website, and that's another metric that's going to go to Google. It's going to tell Google, hey, people aren't enjoying themselves with that site. It must not really be that good. So I think AI is going to kind of thin itself out on that part from people being lazy on it. You can't be lazy with it. You got to be serious about it. So when you do it and you put stuff out there that AI wrote, you better be ready as soon as Google's starting to ping it, as soon as they're starting to bring traffic into it, it's time to go hit it and put the human element into it. So I'm not sure why I just got signed out of cheat layer. That's another piece of software I use. Anyway, so all right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go over here. We see we already got our domain. The one we're using today is going to be probloggingworld.com. So if you've already registered your domain, you go to all my domains. So, and then we go to that and we go to DNS and just leave the DNS tab up. So DNS settings are active, change your publish immediately. It may take some time to propagate. Usually I find if you've registered your domain, you go to your DNS and you give it 2 minutes and it's done, if that long. I've seen it take longer, but typically not. So now we're gonna go over here. So if you go to my links on there, you'll see one for Google Cloud Console. That'll give you $300 in free credit. That it doesn't charge your credit card. I don't even think a penny. It just goes in there and verifies that you have a card in there, and that's it. And it'll give you $300. And then if you use that link, it'll give you an extra $50 on top of that, and it'll give me $100 in free credit too. So obviously, I get paid from these guys, from Google and from Jarvis, from Surfer, all these other ones that I'll be teaching you about. They all pay me to talk about them, basically. So scroll down a little bit in my text about this, or go to InnerNerdom.com/my favorite websites, or just I'll just show you. But if you go to InnerNerdom.com, all right, InnerNerdom.com, right up here, my favorite websites. Click that. All right. There is free hosting from Google. That's what you'll click on, is that free hosting from Google. So once you go into there, then you can go in there and sign up. I'll give y'all just a minute to go in there and go to InnerNerdom.com/my favorite websites, or scroll down below and you'll probably see it down there. And I'm going to go check YouTube real quick and see if you can see it like that. And then just go to the free hosting from Google, and that's what you'll click. So I don't want to mess up my live, but again, it's my first time doing a YouTube live, so don't really know how it's working out. Let's see how it's working, see if I can find it. And this is giving y'all time, of course, to go to the free hosting from Google and go get your domain name. Remember, it's just domains.google.com, and go in there and do that. If you're rewatching this later, you can fast forward through some of this until it gets active again in just a minute. You can just go in there and get set up on that. And we'll see how this goes. So, okay, all right. I pulled it up and I see it. Okay, all right. Let me close this. I just want to make sure that it was actually live. All of a sudden, I started looking at it and realizing I don't think I'm actually running yet, and I've been running the video a few minutes now. So good thing I checked, and now I know for sure. All right, so this is our DNS page we got for the website. That's at domains.google. That's just where you register your domain name and you get it set up over there. That's super easy. I don't have to explain how to do that. And this is InnerNerdom.com. This is one of my websites, and I've got my favorite websites on there. Let's see. Okay. Let me close it. All right, so anyway, there's been plenty of time for you to go in there and do that. So let's go ahead and get started, because I think most people are just going to be watching this later. So we'll go over here to the Google Cloud Platform. This, after you've clicked on the link and set it up, you'll see this Google Cloud Platform with this hamburger navigation menu over here on the top left. You'll click that, and then you're going to go to Marketplace. So you're at the Google Cloud Platform Marketplace. Remember, it looks daunting. There's a lot to Google Cloud, but there doesn't have to be for what we're doing. So we're going to type in WordPress Lightspeed, LITESPEED. All right, open Lightspeed WordPress. This is the result we're looking for. We're going to click on that. This is really just how fast it'll do this. We click launch. All right, so you're at this page. Click launch. All right. Now, if you're going to do multiple websites, your deployment name, I would change. It'll get confusing if you don't. So I'm going to go back over here to our domain. So just copy, just because I'm lazy, copy probloggingworld.com. Then we go back over here and we're going to we're going to paste that into there. So we're just putting it, but you can put whatever you want into that right there. That's just so you can recognize the site. So in here, you have $300 free credit, and that credit's good for 3 months. You can bump this thing up to as fast as you want, but I don't go too outrageous. I do an E2 is good. So as long as they have them available. So it's going to have 2 virtual CPUs, 4 gig of memory. Doesn't really matter. It's going to be fast for the first 3 months, and I'm going to slow it down. And then it's probably going to cost me like $5 to $10 a month for the hosting if I stay with them on it. And then I go to zones, and I go to just pick one that's US. So I'm in Texas, North Texas. So I'm going to pick US Central 1F. There's no reason, no rhyme or reason other than just I'm in Central US and I'm in the US. So I'm going to go with that one. So don't get caught up in oh, well, which zone do I want my servers? Well, you'll be close enough. Yeah, I promise you that. You'll be close enough. So on the machine type, you can go change that if you want, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it ramped up. This is going to average 24 a month. And remember, we have $300 credit that we can spend in 3 months. So you can have it as fast as you really want. I mean, not as fast as you want. You can run some servers on there that'll run through $300 real quick, but we're not making it difficult. We're not going to mess with any of this right now. So scroll down. So remember, the only thing we've done once we got up to this page is we just put that in, and we picked a zone, put a series of machine that we want, a machine type that was already in there. This is telling us it's going to run $24 a month if we keep it like that, but it's free for 3 months. And you can leave it after 3 months and move your WordPress somewhere else if you want, or you can ramp it down to a more reasonable, like $5, $10 a month. But boot disk, standard persistent, boot disk size and gigabyte 10. I'm not going to mess with any of that stuff. I'm not going to mess with any of this. I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to accept the terms. I'm going to click deploy. Now it's deploying it for us. All right, this is where we don't have to be technical. Everything, it looks technical on the screen, but it's really not. We're not doing anything right now. I mean, we could click stop. I don't know, that'd probably break something, but we don't have to. We don't have to do anything. We just sit here and wait. All right, and then once this is done, then we're going to go get our IP address, and we're going to get a static IP for our website. This is the difference in this and some cheap web hosting is you get all these things. You can get a static IP. You don't have to know what static IP is, but it's basically your address to your site, and static means it doesn't change. So some cheap web hosting you may share, and it may swap around with different sites and such. It could be bad, I guess, if you got caught up with using an IP that a spam site had or something, which could happen here, I suppose, but it doesn't change. So see our IP address there and everything. So it's all been deployed. So it just created our WordPress site. So, but the internet doesn't know how to find it yet. So now what we need to do is we need to map it out. So as far as the IP, actually we can click that little square right there, and this will go to the website. It'll show us not private because we haven't set up HTTPS, but we're going to copy this. Actually, no, we're not. No, we're not. Scratch that part. Just ignore us anything there. What we're going to do now is we're going to click on this, on the hamburger again. We're going to go down, scroll to compute. You see compute engine? So eventually, sometimes you got to scroll around. There it goes. All right, now go up from compute engine to VM instances. All right, compute engine from the hamburger up there. I don't know why I'm pointing, you can't see my finger, but hit the hamburger, go down to compute engine under compute, and from there, scroll up to VM instances and click on that. Just left click right there on that, and this is going to show up our virtual machine instances. You'll find that I have others on this already. I've got a free account on here, and I'm just utilizing it. So Pro Blogging World Virtual Machine. This is our new one. So I'm going to click on that. All right. There it goes. I was going to say your screen is not froze. I think mine is. Hopefully it doesn't mess up on me today. All right. So now we're here. Now this is where we can stop our website, suspend our website, delete our website, different things. Don't get caught up worrying about what everything is on here. You don't need to know. Most of it you don't need to know. What we're going to do though is you're going to scroll down. See, here's the very top. So we're going to scroll down. Network interfaces. All right. External IP. You see this right here. We're going to change that to static. So go to view details on network details. View details. All right. From there, we're going to go over here to external IP addresses. So I don't even know what was on that screen. I don't really care. We're going to just go over here to external IP addresses. Go over here. We're going to click on the one that we're at. See Pro Blogging World. You're only going to have one if you just set this up. But if you have multiple, then just look for the one you set up. Click reserve. And that's going to reserve a static IP, an IP address that we're going to own. We're going to name it Pro Blogging or Pro Blogging. It doesn't really matter. So don't even have to have a description if we don't want. All right, so now it is reserved as a static IP. So the external address is now 35.122.8.154. So we're going to copy that. And we're going to go back over to, I know I've got too many tabs up. Back over to our Google domains, domains.google.com. Remember, we go to the hamburger, then we go down to all my domains. We pick our domain, go to DNS. All right. If you have your website somewhere else, that's fine too. Just find their DNS section, this section. All right. So host name, all we're going to do is put nothing there. Type, all we're going to do is select A, because A type. You don't need to know what that means. It doesn't matter. We're going to paste in our IP address. All right. So that means if they go to problogging. So if they go to probloggingworld.com, it's going to find it. So then we're going to create a new record. This one is going to add if they www. So, and if we want subdomains, we can do that too. But this is going to be, doesn't matter what that means. It's just if you want to like SEO.probloggingworld.com, you would put SEO in there. But we're going to put www. So it adds the rest of it. That's also going to be an A name record. Leave this 3600. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be messing with that unless you know better. And then you put in your IP address in there. All right, you see what we did there? We did nothing there. We put a name, left that as the same, put in our IP. Put our www, a name, 3600 IP. That's all there is to it. And that's going to map your domain name now to Google Cloud. Custom records are saved. All right. So now, if we go to either one of these, that should be in there. So now let's go back to, let me figure out which one I was at. All right. So we're back over here at Google Cloud. So now go back over to the hamburger. We're done in here. It's all saved. You don't have to do anything else to save it. Click the hamburger. All right, go back, scroll back down to compute. Remember, you get used to this. Go to compute and then, all right, compute engine, virtual machine instances, VM instances. We'll click on that. And it says down here, successfully created pro blogging. So, all right, so now we're gonna go into our virtual machine. So you see, all it is, I clicked our virtual machine. So once you click the virtual machine of Pro Blogging World, then we're gonna do something that looks scary, but it's really not. Click SSH. Just click it right there where it says SSH. All right, it's doing technical, difficult stuff behind the scene, but it's irrelevant to you. It doesn't matter what it's doing. This is where it's doing all the complex stuff and making it easy for you. See, now it's just asking, what is your domain name? This is going to create this secure certificate layer. So this is your SSL, your HTTPS. This makes your site secure, otherwise Google's not going to touch it. So your domain is, make sure you get it right, all lowercase, just pro blogging world.com. So look at it. If you got OCD, you may look at it 5 times. You might go over here and just look and compare. Go over to your Google domains. Look, compare. Is that? Yep, that's how it's spelled. That's how it is. All right, so go back over to that. So that's correct. So we're going to click enter. Please verify is correct. Yes, and we just put a Y. Click enter. You wish to issue a Let's Encrypt certificate for this domain? Yes. And this is where we find out if the domain has been propagated, if the IP address has already finished mapping. All right. It's accessible on the non-www and with www. So enter your email address. I typically always create a new Gmail for every website, and I create a new Chrome and everything, but I didn't do that on this, so I'm going to use one of my other emails. So you can use the same email for everything, I'm sure. I don't know. All right, just look over it and make sure that's your email. This is correct. Y. Enter. All right, now it's doing a bunch of other difficult things that you don't have to do. So, like I said, I'm going to keep this very simple. So, I'd like to be able to think that a 10-year-old can get in here and follow this video, and if they get it out of their head, this computer stuff and it's hard. And well, a 10-year-old could probably teach me some things on it, but where people, 40, 50 years old, on there, and 60, 70-year-old, 80, and it's not. You can be 100. I don't care. But anyways, so I'm trying to make it simple. I'm trying to, because it's very intimidating. So it's asking now, do you wish to force HTTPS reroute rule for this domain? All this is saying is if somebody tries to go to your website and they didn't put in the HTTPS, it'll force it to move over to that without them even knowing. So put a Y, click enter. So again, it doesn't matter. You don't need to know anything about it, but just know that it's going to work. All right. Do you wish to update the system now? This will update the web server as well. Why? Enter. Now update is starting. Now this part is going to take a few more minutes, so it's usually not super quick. So while that's doing that, I'm going to go show you some things, some tools that I use. One of them is Ahrefs. So I already searched before I purchased the domain. I already searched. I just went into Ahrefs, and you can sign up for a 7-day trial over here and play. But it'll give you a lot of insight. So apparently this site has been around, and it ranked for some things. So let's this is the first page. If you put it in there and you click search, this is what you'll get. So it's got a ton of backlinks, which is probably a bunch of trash, but there's probably some good ones inside there because it does at least have a 1 domain rank. So domain rating goes 0 to 100, and believe me, it's hard to even get to 1. You need to have some legitimate websites linked to you. But I have a site, that my pest control site, that I don't think is even a domain rank 1. I think it's still 0, and I get plenty of work off of it. So writing good content that Google likes, that brings people in, that's key for now anyways. Later on it may change as more people are doing AI. So this is the URL rating, shows the strength of a target page's link profile. So they've got that many backlinks, that many referring domains, that many organic keywords. So this is different for every website. Yours may not have any, it may have a lot, but you see this started ramping up, and I'm not sure what happened. It's for them to just walk away when it's already starting to ramp up with that much stuff. They probably got intimidated because they were putting a lot into it, and they had a bunch of stuff linking in that they shouldn't have had. The old way of just any kind of links were good links. And so they probably just gave up when the last algorithm change happened a few weeks ago, that it really crushed down on a lot of websites. So I don't really know exactly what happened, why they let it go, but I've got it. So now I'm going to see what I can do with it. So I clicked on organic search, and that's over here on this tab. So I can show you the top pages. So these are pages on the site that are currently ranking on Google. So in the position that they're in. So how to delete blogger account. It gets volume of 100 search and position number 1. So you know what I'm going to do? Whenever I get done creating the site, it's doing its update right now. When I get done, one of the pages I'll create is how-to-delete-blogger-account-or-blog. It's going to be the exact same. All right. I'm not going to take their content. I don't think that's right, because people work hard on content. I'm going to create my own content, but I'm going to do some research on how to delete a blogger account or blog. So I'll do research on the top keyword, how to delete blogger account. All right. Then they got another one they're ranking. It's position 60, volume 70. But this is something that's really important, is LSI. So LSI generator. Well, I'll teach you about LSI, but it's basically it. I won't even get into it yet, but I'll teach you about it. It's not complicated once I do. So they're ranking on pro blogging tips, and that's their About Us page. So you see what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at easy to get into on this. So if you buy a domain that's already expired, and there's websites to look up expired domains when they're expiring. And in fact, usually about this time every day, I'll look and see what just got released. And so you see how I could go take that, and once I apply proper content and proper SEO, I can flip this site into getting a lot of traffic. And if I want to sell it, I could sell it. But really, I like to hoard. So I'll keep adding content to it and just keep it going. I got best Google tools is ranked 54. That's probably not easy to get that. So So we want to, and this right over here, we can see the number of unique linking root domains to a URL. So anyway, so you're seeing all this right here. You're seeing how all this works. Micro niche, yeah, that's a good one. All right, so let's go back and see if our server finished updating. Yes, it did. Enjoy your accelerated open light speed server. So now all you do, just click the X, click leave. You're done. So now, if y'all following live, you probably messed me up on this. So hoping nobody wants to play around with me on this. Let's find our page. All right, so we're back over here at the Google Cloud Platform. So now that's all done. Now let's go to you know what? I do too many domains. Sometimes I forget which one I'm working on. So go over and copy again. If you notice, I didn't copy and put in HTTPS. So I'm just like I typed in probloggingworld.com. I'm gonna click enter. Let's see. Now you see the lock on there? It means it automatically went to HTTPS. So we're gonna do English. This is WordPress. Now this is a default WordPress all set up. We continue. Site title. All right, we're gonna call it well, you know what? What was it called? So pro bloggers. Or that was the top keyword for that page. Let's see. If this is a new site for you, it doesn't really matter on as far as all that goes. You'll go and make your own decisions. But the site title, I would definitely think about what keywords you're retargeting with a website. What is your website about? And base your site title on that. For now, I'm just going to put pro bloggers. I might change this later. Pro bloggers. Username is pro blogging. Pro blogging. So put in a password here. All right, put in my email. I'm using the nerd for that because that's what I used on the other. Search engine visibility. You can discourage search engines from indexing the site. You can certainly do that if you want. I'm not, because I'm pretty fast getting my content in there. Install WordPress. As long as nobody else beat me to it, because really that's accessible from anybody. So I'm gonna save it because I don't even know what all I typed. I just started putting things in, but I couldn't leave it default with what y'all saw because y'all saw the password that it created for me. So I'll do remember me. All right, so that's it. If y'all watch through all that, I'm going to go over here to updates. And that's the website for as long as this video is gone and all the nonsense I talked about and everything else. That was creating a cloud hosted website, WordPress, all set up with HTTPS for the cost of a domain name. It's $12. And sure, after a few months, you're going to have to spend $5 or $10 or whatever you want to spend a month. So run through all those updates. You want to update everything. Security is key on this stuff. themes, go and update the themes. I'm not going to use any of these themes though. I will tell you, themes is what makes a website look a certain way, and we're not going to mess with that. So we're updating them. So that's all you have to do to update them. That's if you rewind and see it again. Then we go to appearance. Let's go over here to themes. So first thing you want to do is we're going to add a new one before we get rid of our others. So look for this one, Astra, Astra. I like this one. It's fast. It's smooth. Click install. If you don't see it, go up here to search themes and search Astra. All right. Activate. All right. So now that theme is activated. So now let's go back over here to themes. Now you don't want anything you're not using. So all you can do is click on that and click delete and then OK. So click on the next one. Just click theme details and delete. OK. Any of these things are potential security risks that somebody can mess up on and slide through. If you're not using it, there's no reason to have that door there. No reason to have that option. Not saying there's doors in there, but no reason to have that option. So that's a risk that you don't have to take. Customize. On this, we're going to go down here to, so we click customize. Let me do this a little slower so you can see. So this is it. We're in the website. And if you get lost and want to figure out how to go back to this, you go to your website, you go to WP-admin. All right, so if you go with WP-admin, your website, WP-admin. All right, and then you go down to appearance. And then you go down to customize. All right, once you're in there, here's one thing I do right off because I don't want any links going out other than my own links that I put in. So we're going to click copyright. And Astra is so kind that they allow us to take that out. So just where it says, it's got that column and then powered by theme author. And just take that out right there. I'm sure people holler that that's not supporting the people that created it. And you're right. You're right. So I usually spend money with people like that, and I buy things, and that's how I support them. So, but I'm not gonna put a only link going out of my site right now to them because that's going to make it very hard for me to get things going on here. So we got all our updates done. We got that done. So we're going to pages, all pages. Now we got a privacy policy. It's a draft. We can go in there and modify that. So to modify a page, and we got a sample page. What I'm going to first do is I'm going to delete the sample page. I'm going to click trash. All right. Now I'm going to create a new page, add new, and this is going to be our new home page. So this is telling you about the blocks editor. I'll be walking you through a bunch of this stuff. So if not in this video, in another, because I'm probably not going to be on here for 5 hours. So I just close out of that, add title. So pro blogging. So up over here, you can see on the page, we can see the permalink, pro blogging. So, but this is actually going to be the home page, but I'm still just going to leave it at that. So, but it'll be the home page, so you don't even have to put /pro blogging or anything. So we're just going to go ahead and publish it just like that for right now. And then page is published, view page. And then you can see. Now we see a sidebar up over here. I'm not doing blog stuff, so I don't need all that. You might decide to do blog stuff on there. It's funny. I actually should be. It's a pro blogging website. I should be doing that, but I'm not right now. So, because I'm basically showing how to set up a website, and I'll be getting through the blogging stuff. But Pro Blogging World was just the site that I'm working with right now. So, but for anybody else creating your typical website, that's not just a blog website, you're gonna go back to your site. Remember, just go back to your WP admin. So if you got lost anywhere, just remember, just go to your website /WP-admin. And then we go down to appearance, themes. Now remember, actually not appearance, themes. All right, let me show you again. But don't want anybody getting lost. That's why I keep doing that. That's not how I typically do things, but appearance, customize. So appearance, customize. And then from there, we're going to go to first sidebar. That's where all that stuff on the side is at. Default layout. I'm going to do no sidebar. Publish. Now you see we got rid of that. I'm going to go back. Now let's go to, scroll down, go to homepage settings. Your latest post or a static page. I'm going to choose a static page. So in the home page, it's going to be the one I just created called Pro Blogging. And later on, we can create a post page and do that. But I'm just trying to keep it really simple. That's the reason I'm making the choices I am on a lot of this. And it's what I typically do. So now let's go back. Let's X out of this. Now let's pull up another page, another tab, like I don't have enough. Go to Pro. So we're going to go to our website without the WP admin. We're just going to go to the website. You see, here it is. It's a nice, clean website. Now, it should be fast because we haven't done anything to it yet, but we're going to check the speed. So you're just going to copy it, HTTPS and all that, and go over here and search website speed test. So just Google website speed test, and you'll scroll down. You'll see developers.google page speed insights. Usually it's one of the first 3 results. Now we're going to paste that into there. Click analyze. Remember, we haven't added any caching, any optimization, or anything to speed up the site. It is a blank site, but it does still have a lot in the background. But look, we're running at a speed of the max you can get, 100. Desktop and mobile, both 100. Here's what the website looks like on mobile. And on desktop, here's what the website looks like on desktop. So you can see it's flying as it should be for nothing on a website. So, but there's one tool that I just started using the other day. Man, let me tell you, I am a big fan. So I'm going to plug in, add new. So actually, got it backwards. It's Rank Math. So RANK MATH, Rank Math. I highly recommend this over any of the other plugins because one thing, it really does a lot, and it's cheap. In fact, it's free. They have a free version, Connect Free account. But I actually bought the $59 plan, which lets me use unlimited websites for a year. So I'm going to connect that account. So I'm going to log into my the one that I purchased it under. All right, so activate now. There we go. And then I'm actually going to leave the wizard for just a minute because I bought the pro version, and I'm going to go ahead and install that. If you go buy the pro version, this will help you to. Otherwise, all the steps are all going to be the same. So then if you bought the Pro one, you downloaded it from their website, you go to plugins, add new. And again, this link is down below. If you scroll down, you'll see that, or if you go to my website, InnerNerdom. So upload plugin, choose file. All right. So you just choose the file that you downloaded, click install, activate plugin, and that's it. It's installed. So now we see rank math on here. So we can click on that, go to our setup wizard, and this is back where we were at. So I'm gonna go with advanced. Start wizard. And Pro Blogger is so personal blog, community blog, news site, all that stuff. So I'm gonna go with this one. So and pick your type, whatever you are. You just go through here, you can search and you can scroll through. I'm just gonna leave it as community blog, news site, organization, company name Pro Bloggers. I'm probably gonna change that, but right now I'm not going through all that stuff. So I'm gonna make a follow-up and show you how I do all the content and SEO. I'm gonna show you a little taste of it here in a minute, but I'll probably later today or tomorrow or something make another one. So Pro Bloggers, if you already got a logo, go ahead and put your logos in. I don't have any of my logos yet or anything. I haven't done any of that yet. Like I said, I like to just throw some content on the pages, get the pages there as fast as I can, and focus on that first. Connect Google service. So do that. So we're going to go with the nerd for that. That particular email I've used for everything on here so far. A new Google Analytics can't load this default property. So I'm going to give it everything on there except for AdSense because I don't mess with AdSense. So continue. So site, Pro Blogging World, worldwide, country, analytics. Let's see. Nerd for that. Seeing your website. So, you know what? I skipped a step that I shouldn't have skipped. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this. I should have already went ahead and set up another piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this right here on this page. All right. I'm going to pull up another page. Yes, another tab. I'm going to go to our website /WP admin. I'm going to go ahead and add another plugin real quick. So if you want to bear with me, if y'all go do the same thing, I'd recommend it. This is a step that I forgot to tell you about. So go over here and look up Google. So you're going to plugins, add new, search Google, see SiteKit, install now. SiteKit by Google. We're going to activate it. All right, so the SiteKit plugin has now been activated. So start setup. Sign in with Google. We're going to go with the nerd for that. All right, we're going to go with, make sure you trust Google. I trust Google SiteKit. So we're going to allow that. Go to my dashboard. Now you see it already connected Search Console. AdSense I'm not messing with. Analytics is the next one. So connect service. These are free services, by the way, by Google. So we're going to use that same account, Nerd, for that. So we're just going to allow it anything it wants, basically, because it's Google and we're going to trust it. Set up a new account. So set up a new account, and then look, I put in ProBloggers, ProBloggingWorld.com, all website data. We want all that. That's our time zone in Central. All right, create account. So we're going to, again, select our same account that we've used for everything on here. Again, this is why I like to create a new unique Gmail account and just have everything just kind of containerized, I guess you could say. It's easier for me to manage everything because I can create a new Google Chrome environment. So scroll through, I accept because I'm not spend hours reading. All right, so we're going to go through here and accept all this stuff. You don't have to accept everything on here, I don't believe. I think that last thing I clicked, I think that was just to help Google. But, Google helps me a lot, so. So now we've got analytics connected. Now, most people would think, well, let's click this right over here. Connect service for page speed insights. There we go. That's fast and easy. Most people would think that they're done at that point, but there is a thing that you want to do. You'll want to go over here or you want to scroll down over here until you see this over here, Search Console. So you're up here. You're not going to have anything yet. You might not be able to find it if you click Search Console over here, but let me see. You might be able to. So we click Search Console on the left. No. It still says gathering data. So we'll go back to dashboard underneath SiteKit. So SiteKit dashboard, and then scroll down till you see a link to your Search Console. Click that. You need to give yourself permission to be able to see the analytics stuff. So you're going to scroll down. You're not having anything over here. This is brand new, so they don't have any data on you yet. They've got to go fish around the databases and see what all they have from the past and what all they're willing to give. So click Settings on this page. See Associations, associate a service with this property. So you can click that. Connect a Google Analytics property to this property. This is your Google Search Console. You want to connect with analytics to help you to be able to see all that stuff. So we're going to do probloggingworld.com. Continue. So let's see. It's going to be able to see all that. And that's fine. That's all perfect. Associate. Now it's linking the two together. I don't know why this is a step. I would think it'd be automatic, but maybe they've changed it now, but I always do it. I always go back and do it just to make sure it's done. So that's done. Once that's finished, you just X out of there. Now we're going to go back to where we were on rank math. So remember we opened a new tab. So we go back to that tab that had rank math set up. So now, or you go through and just continue. If you remember what all we did, it wasn't a whole lot on that, but this is where we left off. Now we disconnected. Now we're going to reconnect our Google service. And now it doesn't have to go create anything for us. So go in there. I'll still go ahead and put that in there. I just don't want to run into any errors. And I trust them. They have over 1 million installs. I don't think they're out to get everybody's Google Analytics and Search Console. So there's no reason for AdSense data with me. You may want to use AdSense. That's where you want to pay for people to come to your site. I do SEO. All right. Continue. So we got our site, Pro Blogging World. Now let's see over here, Pro Bloggers. Select property. The only one on there. We set this up, there's only one. Select web view, all website data, worldwide. We don't need to install analytics code. We already got everything else set up. AdSense, we're not messing with AdSense. Remember, we're doing this SEO method. We're not paying for ads. Email reports, yes. Save and continue. All right, so now it's going to set up your sitemap and include images, yes. Post types, yes. Yes, everything on there. We're going to leave that. If we consider our site as a news type site, if you think you can get away with it, try it. But for the simplicity of this, we're not messing with it. Video sitemap, if you're going to have videos on it, you'd want to turn that on. I'm not messing with that. I'm just saving continue. Remember, I'm just keeping it as simple as I can to get you with a website that ranks on Google. And you can go tweak it all out with different things like SEO tweaks. So leave all these as default. So unless you know what you're doing on that, which it's not, I loosely say it's not hard, but it just takes some reading and learning. So we're just, again, I'm just trying to keep it really simple of what's going to get you to rank. Enable auto updates. I always like enabling auto updates. So set up advanced features. We're done with all that. Role manager, no, I'm the manager and the boss of this. So save and continue. 404 monitor, I want on. This will tell me if somebody comes to the website on a page that isn't there. I want to know what page you're coming in on because I need to create that page. Redirection, that's going to redirect people with a 404. So the 404 is a page not found error. So, and as soon as I start seeing those hitting, I got to go fix it quick. So it'll be redirecting people, but then I'll jump back in and create a page for that. So they have somewhere to land that's relevant. So save and continue. All right, I just leave all this as default. These are schemas. They help you with things. They help you with Google for sure, for Google to know what it's reading. All right, and so now I like to install AMP. So I'll go ahead and turn that on. So install AMP plugin. So then you go to your plugins and search for AMP on there. So any of these things that you want, just turn them on. What I do is, all right, let me just walk through like what I do. I don't know why I'm getting distracted here. Let's see. So we're gonna turn AMP on, 404 monitor on. Later we'll make a video just going through all these settings and stuff, but for now, we're not using BuddyPress or BBPress. You don't have to worry about it. Image SEO, I'm gonna turn that on. Instant indexing, I'm gonna turn that on. There's some settings we need to set, but we can still turn them on right now and not mess with it. So schema, we got on Role Manager, SEO analysis. So you can see what all I've turned on. If there's a reason you want to turn any of these on, go ahead. This is like I said, this is what I do when I'm just fast and dirty, just getting it done. So it saved everything already. So now that's all done. So now let's go, let's check our website speed and see how much all that slowed it down. Let's see. So we're at 83. Let's make sure it's not a fluke, but we haven't put any optimizers in there. So I kind of expected a little slowdown. Oh, there we go, 100. All right, so that is probably still caching things out. So we're all good. We're all fast. We go to the site. Let's see what it looks like right now after all that stuff we did. And you'll see that it didn't do anything on the front end. This is all back end stuff. This is all gonna make it rank when we put the content in. So So I'll show you some of the, you know what? I don't know that there is anybody even on here right now. So looks like I made it within an hour. So in 1 hour, we created our website. We went from having the domain to getting everything all set up on the cloud to getting Search Console, analytics, getting all that all done. I think we did good. I think we knocked out a lot in 1 hour. What do you guys think? So I think I'm going to do another video to cover more stuff, because there's some more things to cover. But your site is there now. Your website is there. So, and let me show you how easy it is to start putting content on there. So you're at your website. You're like, what do I want to do? Click Edit Page right up here. So let that load up. Right here. Hey, what is up, Pro Blogger? And you go in there and put in a picture. So you can put in images, you can put in gallery, you can put in whatever you want. I mean, look at what all you can add. Just scroll through. And these are all different kinds of things you can put in. I mean, really, it's so easy. You want to embed some YouTube videos, some Twitters, WordPress, different Amazon Kindle. Put in an FAQ schema, a how-to schema. You can put that in. Those schemas are very, very, very good at helping Google to understand and to show on your site, things about, did I turn it off? Things about what the content is about. And you see up over here is our score of the page. We're scoring a 4. Yeah, we don't have anything. Read here to score 100 out of 100. Focus keyword. We're going to put pro blogging. Because I believe that's what Ahrefs was. Is that what it was? Pro bloggers. Yeah, so pro bloggers. Pro boogers or bloggers. Bloggers. So that's our deal there, and it already bumped up to 49. So anyway, that's ranking on that. I can show you some things real quick before I'm going to end up going. We can go over here to Surfer SEO. This is all right. I haven't talked about Surfer yet. So go to my links and you can see a link for Surfer. I believe they have a free trial. I believe. Let me see if it'll pull up. I think it's going to have me already logged in. So yeah, let me go to this other deal over here. I do a lot of reading on all kind of people's stuff. I don't know if it's good or not, but let's see. SurferSEO.com. Go to use my link though, if you don't mind, because I do get taken care of if you use it, and that allows me to keep on doing this. So let's see pricing. Yeah, they got a 7-day money back guarantee, and you can get it monthly. They've got a plan, the basic plan for $59 a month that allows you to do 10 content editors a month, 20 audits, a free NLP. That's natural language processing. I'll get into that later. But again, you get a money back guarantee. Go in there and try it out and see what you think. I believe if you click on my link, though, I think it gives you a trial. I'm not 100% sure, but you'd have to click on there and see. But I know Jarvis. I'm pretty sure Jarvis does, and I think Outranking might. I don't know. they kind of do a lot of the things, but Surfer is unique in what it does. And let me go over here and show you. So we're going to do a content editor. Actually, first I'm going to go to keyword research. So as I said, the keyword was pro bloggers. So pro bloggers. Run keyword research. And see, I don't have to have hundreds or thousands of results. Now we're going to scroll down, and here it is. But it looks like it actually gets 3,600 search volume. That's actually quite a bit. Let me double check that that's what it was, because that could be good. If I got a site that's pro bloggers, yeah, position 64. Yeah. So, all right. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got pro bloggers. So now I'm going to go over here to content editor. All right, I'm going to put over here pro bloggers. All right, you ready to get your mind blown? Watch this. We're going to create content editor. Watch this thing go. It is right now, it's going on to Google. It's going on to Google, and it's seeing it searched pro bloggers, right? Now it's going through the top 20 results, and it's figuring out what makes the ones be on the top page. It's saying it's basically analyzing, and it's putting it into the AI and researching what is it that makes this site list high. Is it the words? How many times it says certain words? Is it how many headings it has, or how many headings it has? Is it the top of H1 heading that's on it? That's what is it in the content that makes Google listed up top? And it creates this for me. NLP stands for natural language processing. And this is what it does. It tells me if I want to create a page on a site that's going to be ranked number 1 for pro bloggers. All right, it needs to have 1,948 words to 2,240 words. It needs to fit in that range. It needs 12 to 39 headings. All right, paragraphs. It needs at least 36 paragraphs. It needs 11 to 39 images. All right, just tell me what it needs. Now, it needs some headings that include these: pro bloggers, own blog, professional bloggers, professional blogger, professional blogging. All right, now you watch as I go through here. I'm going to take that line out. We're going to say professional bloggers. I know my spelling's not perfect. I rely on Grammarly a lot. I love Grammarly. All right, now you see nothing changed, but now we're going to just select that line, go to H2. Boom. So that's a heading that got in there, and it jumped up to 28. So let's go over to all, and you'll see all the words that should be in here and how many times they should be in there. Professional bloggers should be in there 4 to 14 times. Own blog should be 2 to 4. Pro bloggers 1. Already got it 1. So you see all this? Now let me show you something else. Aside from all that, so we're going to write, and that's going to tell us what kind of words need to be in there. Now don't get intimidated saying we're going to write. We're not going to start out writing. I'm going to show you the biggest part of this. Click brief. All right, outline builder, H1, H2, and H3. All right, let me tell you. So every website should have every web page should have one H1, only one H1. You really only want one. So that's your main topic of the whole website, or the whole web page. I'm sorry, the whole web page. That's your H1. H2s, I've got to the point now, I put one H1 and I'll put everything else to be H2s. I feel like it should be H3s, but I think Google likes it better when they're all H2s. It gives it more priority to it. I should probably go in there on every page and eventually put H3 on there. That's basically the size, your heading importance. And so now watch this. We're going to click H1. Look at this. Who are professional bloggers? I can click that. Boom. This isn't perfect. It's got some mistakes, and it may have some references I don't want in there. It may have different things, but look, what does it mean to be a professional blogger? Boom. And I can change these. I can make that H2. Make that an H2. Go down over here and let's go into H2s. Now, really, you can pick one of these for your H1 content, for your H1. But then go over here and start looking. Is blog a dirty word? It could be a good article because people think, oh, not a blogger, but sorry, looking out the window, I thought I saw somebody. So skills of professional blogger, click that, boom, it's putting that in there. If you look, as it's doing all this, go back over here to your guidelines, you see our score is going up. The reason the score is going up is as it's writing this, first of all, the words are going up, but it's filling in these words. It knows that it needs these words in here, and so it's including them. Guys, if you're not excited about this when you see this kind of stuff, you're not realizing the power of it. You're not realizing the value. When you look at the cost to get this kind of stuff, it's really negligible. All right, so 2 types. That's a good one. Food blogger, pro member success stories. I could spin that. So let's put that in there. Food blogger, pro membership is for you. I don't know what that is. It pulls some stuff from different sites sometimes. But the thing is this, everything that let me tell you this too. Everything it creates for you, it first compares it to the sites that it analyzed to find out what was good content and what was good. And it wrote, like it went to them and it was basically able to learn everything they knew and take everything on that's been on the internet until forever and take these relevant latest search results and learn all that information and come up with its ideals. It'll get a little confused. It'll do things like the Food Blogger Pro membership. I don't know what that is, but I might want to look it up and make sure it's not anything. But then when it creates this stuff, before it spits it out to you as a brief, it checks it for plagiarism against those websites that it just learned from. Not take, learned. It learned from them. And so as a human, we can look at it and be like, I might want to Google that, but we can run plagiarism checkers all day and see that it's all clear. So see what's possible with it. So whoever this was, this Food Blogger Pro, whatever one of these sites that it came from, which we could find out too. But anyways, so we can go in there. They have done a lot of writing. I can guarantee you that. Whatever that site was. And there's H3s. These are things not quite as big. And then if you scroll down over here, or on the brief tab, scroll down, you can also see topics and questions. What is pro blogging? What types? So there's some questions you can go in there and put in an answer too. There's competitors. So if we click customize, so we're clicking that gear right there. So that's probably it right here, this problogger.com or Food Blogger Pro. There we go. Yeah. See that 6 right there? That means that they don't have a ton of people linking to them, but they are result number 5 and they have 70, which means they're most likely using tools. So these are scores like what we see up over there. So you can see up over here, 30, some of these aren't even included. You can see that right there to get our results because it only had 209 words in it. That wasn't something, but this over here had 2,300 words. So we were at 1,600 words. This had 2,600 words. There's a reason why those are up there. 2,600 words, and it's domain rank of 1. It doesn't have any clout, I guess you will. It doesn't have any credibility to it, but they wrote a really good thing, and Google said, okay, you get page 1. So, and really, it's not even that great. It's a 47 on the score, but you got them on page 1. So you see this, see how this works, and you can decide, you know what? I think it's better the way this side or this side worked, or I don't like the way that this side was in that. So you can turn it off and exclude that. So anyway, that's Surfer. That's what you can do with Surfer. And you can see our score over there, but you can see how, 540 words is playing, and then we go in there and actually clean it up and make it good. And then you can just take it, right click, select all, right click, copy, and go over to our website. Let me figure out which of these 5,000 tabs I got open. So we can go up over here and take out what we put in there. Control V, boom. I wouldn't recommend it like this, but watch. Update and view page. We just pasted it in there, and there we go. So now Google has something to see while we're working on making it better. Hopefully nobody actually sees it. Well, I made a video. I went live. So, it's going to be out there. But I will go double check my plagiarism, check everything else, and it's temporary. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. It's temporary that I threw that up there. I don't encourage throwing just that. What I do is I take it to Jarvis. I go straight to Jarvis after that. I would, if I was happy with that, I wouldn't be, obviously. That's not near enough words. I'd do a couple thousand words. Take me another 20 more minutes. All right, go over to Jarvis, go to Documents. So Jarvis is another tool I use. Click on the link and go sign you up for a trial. I use the Pro Boss mode. I got the 3 license. And I think you get that when you click on my link. You get 10,000 credits, I think. And so we're doing a new document in Jarvis. So Jarvis is like Microsoft Word, but smart. And let's just paste that in there. What are professional bloggers? So you see, I got all that. So let's just do types of blogs. And we're going to make that an H2 so Jarvis understands that's another heading. We're going to click Compose. And now watch what else AI can do. 2 types of blogs, solo blogger or full-fledged team. Solo bloggers do everything themselves, but have to spend a lot of time on their side. A full-time web blogger is an online community or company that uses blogging as its sole operation to make money. This type of blog has writers, editors, content publishers, etc. Look, it just came up with that all on its own. And it's checking plagiarism too. It's got a plagiarism checker. This is a blog type that can be very profitable. It takes time to create. And I can go in there and select how much I want it to write. So if I want it to write a lot or a little, on my version of it anyways, you see I'm up to 643 words. So I can just keep clicking Compose and just let it write. I have unlimited credits, so every now and then it'll come up with great stuff. A lot of times it'll come up with good stuff. And sometimes it'll come up with trash. You have to just watch it. This is where you have to pay attention. There needs to be a human involved in all of it. So now I'm going to take that. I'm going to paste it back over here where our scores are 48. Let's see if that helped us. 49, not a lot. So, and then what I could do is I can start integrating like money blogging. That needs to be written in there somewhere. Professional blogging, that needs to be written in there 1 to 4 times. So I just start going through and just start finding where would that fit in, as especially after I finish up all my stuff, because remember the guidelines says I need at least 36 paragraphs. I need at least 12 to 39 headings. So I got a long ways to go in and adding more of those in that brief, more of those H2s, and then just go in and seeing what all Jarvis comes up with. And then once I get done, I go into Grammarly, and let me show you how I use Grammarly. So go over here and we paste it in there, and you select your audience and all that, keeping it simple, just leaving it default. Done. So now watch this. Grammarly goes in there and it tells me how to clean things up, because sometimes, as you could tell, it's not the cleanest. So before I start hand editing things, I just let Grammarly do its thing. I go through here, and if it makes sense, just change it to whatever Grammarly says. And then I go to my plagiarism score, check that, make sure there's not too much plagiarism. I like to get it down to 0. I always like to get 0 plagiarism check. So anyway, you can see this article I was writing about starting a business in Texas, and I'm at an 80 score on it. It's probably about ready to publish. 2,300 words. I should have 26 to 3. So I need to expand that. But you see how this works. It's really, it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be hard, but it's not going to last forever, because eventually those telemarketers that are calling you about your car's extended warranty, you're going to be sitting back behind a computer writing content after content after content that's just going to flood, and you want to be first. You want to get on there first because you see how it's not hard. It's not hard at all. I hope the prices of everything go up. I hope that Jarvis and Surfer and everything else keeps going up in price, because I don't want everybody having access to unlimited on this stuff like I've got on here. And I've been telling my friends about it since I got started in it. I actually stumbled on it in an accident. I was building a smart trap, and I was going to integrate AI into the smart trap. And well, I've got a background in computer science, so I jumped in and I started realizing what else AI was doing now. And I'm like, wait, this is stuff that just 2 or 3 years ago was a dream. This is like unbelievable that you can actually do this now, and it's actually consumer. Like a consumer can just go in there and get it. And I installed one of the AIs, a more advanced thing, onto my laptop, and I had it run, and it wrote a story right in front of me in a matter of a minute. It wrote a whole story, and I looked it up, and it was no plagiarism in the story. And I'm like, how did my computer just write a story creatively about something I've never mentioned and I've never done? It had no access to any information other than what it was trained on, and that didn't have any pertinence to anything in the world, but the story was a legit story. And at that point I was like, well, where does this rabbit hole go? And here I am now. So I found out that you can use it to I use trick Google loosely, because Google doesn't really care. Google wants people to organize data to where people are happy. They're getting their intent filled when they come to the site. So that's all Google really wants. They want intent filled. They want people happy. When they come to Google and they search for something, they want them to be happy. And if you make them happy, and it's not plagiarized, and it's everything they want to read about, then you just got the keys to success. And that's what I'm trying to show everybody. And that's why I keep writing. I keep getting domains. I keep writing. I keep just putting it out there. I don't have near the time to do everything I want to do on it. And it's going to be billions of words done in probably the next 2 or 3 months. So I notice when I go and check plagiarism, you start seeing things of every now and then that's just like, there's no other way to write that sentence. There's no other way to write that phrase. Well, that's because the internet is getting full of all this data, and eventually there won't be. And you got it much easier to do right now, these next few months before Christmas, after 2022 rolls around, and it's going to be harder. But if you get in there right now, take advantage of it, and by that time, your site's just ranking it in. It's number one and getting results. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to try to say tomorrow because it's already 2:36. I've been in Texas. I've been working at it for a while, and I've got some other stuff I need to take care of for my own side and for some clients. I'm sorry about that noise. And so I need to go take care of that. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please follow, like, subscribe, do all those things, and share and tell your friends about what's going on because this is new. Most people don't realize this is happening, and most people that are involved in messing with this stuff don't want anybody else to know either. And I'm just not like that. I'm just not really that kind of person. I'd rather help other people. So anyway, and I already told you I get rewarded for it. But anyway, I wanna help my fellow mankind out, and let's do this before the big guys get out there and start taking over, because eventually the corporations and such. In fact, I think if you go over to Jarvis, you can see who all's using it already. And let me let me see. There was some big names over here, I think. So they're already catching on. But the thing is, people that have learned this don't want to. They don't want to. Oh, I was on Surfer. Jarvis.AI. They don't want to work for somebody else. Why would you? Why would you want to? When you sit at home right now and build you a little empire, why would you want to go to work for Walmart or somebody else creating their content? Anyway, I thought there was a deal that showed who all was using it, and it was a lot of really big companies. Anyway, so I would recommend go over to my website and oh yeah. So these are, I believe, if I'm right, these are some of the companies. I don't know, but these are things you can use it with. But oh, I don't know. But anyway, I thought I saw something, whichever. But I'd go get you a license with this stuff. Go get it started. You get grandfathered in. So I get it for a little cheaper, and I get access to more because I was an early adapter. Same thing with I've got this other one I use too called Outranking. There's a link to that in there as well, and it'll do the same, except this will also write your meta description, your meta information for your page. I'll cover more of that later, but it just basically where you're telling Google what your page is about. So go ahead and log in real quick and show you. I guess it won't hurt. Let me see if I can remember which account I used for this one. Let's see. Yeah. So when you click new document over here, you can see what outranking is all about. Create a new document. You're going to get a little bit of different results. They're kind of doing the same thing Surfer is, but I kind of find I don't know. I hate to say one's better than the other, but yeah, I don't really know. They're changing so rapidly. So let's put it over here. Pro bloggers. We'll just let you see. That's my search query we're gonna analyze. So click title and it puts in pro bloggers. Draft. We're just gonna leave all that blank. Create a new SEO document. All right. So what this is gonna do, this goes a little step further on some things because it's gonna help us come up with a title. It's gonna help us come up with well, you'll see. Let me just go ahead and show you a little intro of this. It's analyzing the data that it found. Generating suggestions. Again, this takes a minute because you got to realize what it's doing. It is doing a lot. It's going to those first 10, 20 results and picking out the best ones that if there is nothing else involved in making it list other than its own content, it's deciding which ones are the best because of its content. And then it's deciding why. It's deciding what titles are good, what H1s, what H2s are good, what helps them to be ranking where they are. It's really making a super scientific, super difficult thing super easy. That's what it's doing. It's doing it all in the background, and you're not having to do all that. I've spent probably the last 6 months to a year, hours a day studying this stuff and learning how this is doing this and how to make rank happen. And I'm not saying I'm the best SEO in the world, but I've learned some things. I've learned how to move a site really quick on the needle on Google, and I've learned how to do it using tools. I don't think it's possible today to do it without using tools. So here's where it comes up to this: generate title ideals. So it's already read through everything, and it knows bloggers, pro and blog should be some keywords part of it. You can add more if you want. So look, how to become a pro blogger in 10 days, the pro blogger's manual, 10 definitive steps to become a pro blogger, pro blogging, the secret to successful blogging revealed. And so it's giving you these different ones. Let's go with the first one, how to become a pro blogger in 10 days, a pro blogger manual. So we're going to click next. We're going to do generate meta description. So it's our description of our page. All right, the Pro Blogger Manual is a step-by-step guide for beginners. This book includes tips on how to make money blogging, manage your blog, create an effective content strategy, and more. Learn the essential skills. And so learn what makes a pro blogger and get started with your own blog in 10 days. This book will teach you how to become the best at blogging and find out what it takes to be a pro blogger. So, well, we went with the other, and that has book in it. We could change book. We could change any of these. You know, you could click on it, double click it, and take out this book. You can put this website or this page. So let's just do that, this page. I'll click back on it. Now, so I like that now. Now we're going to generate section concepts. All right, so now it uses AI characters on this, and I've got like 1 million characters left, so I'm okay to play. All right, sometimes it comes up with the craziest stuff, and that was some wacky stuff over there. Psychological life hacks. Are you forcing these family problems in your life? Oh boy. But grab some of these in here. So what are pro bloggers? You know, different things. Outline intent questions. These are usually good. So pro bloggers. How to become a pro blogger. How to create your own blog in 5 steps. 8 tips for bloggers. What is a pro blogger? What is a blog subscription? So just pick out some things, and you can rearrange it. Like if you're like, that needs to go up higher, drag it up, and you drag them down. So we're just going to go ahead and create sections outline. We're just going to move on real quick and show you this. So now you're going to click over here and click the enter to where your cursor is right down there. Now click to generate concepts. This is the concepts for the first H2 pro bloggers. And you go through here and you pick out, what sounds good? And you go and you're like, you know what? Let's build upon that. Summarize concepts. And look, it just wrote that for you. That's it. You just go over here and you're like, what about that? Summarize concept. Hit the umbrella, summarize concept. Boom. And again, you'll have to modify some things, but boom, it's really that easy. Go on down to the next one. What is a pro blogger? Boom. Generate concepts, just follow through. And that'll give you an SEO score over here. So, and you'll be able to see all this, and it goes much deeper, but the SEO score just changed 34, but you can see where I'm getting at. There's options, and go get the free trials. Go get the money back guarantee. So go try it out and play with it and see what you think, and just have fun. So I'm about to end this stream. I will make another one tomorrow, next year, something, I don't know. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to see what kind of feedback I get from it. Y'all enjoy. Bye.